Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about magic and how you can feel into the result of your magic having already happened while you're doing your spell. In other words, feeling into the wish fulfilled, feeling into the achievement of the spell already having been done. It can be tricky for some people to understand what that even means, as well as how to actually get into that feeling. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can get into that sense of it already having happened. But before we do, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, using magic and witchcraft to connect to nature, to yourself, and of course to spirit. If you want to buy that book, there's a link in the description field below this video of how you can buy that book. Also, if you want to know how to think more clearly about your spell work, I have a free PDF called the Spellcaster Checklist. It just gives you a few things to think about and tick off when it comes to doing a spell, particularly if it is a spell that is going to be a little tricky to achieve, or that you may feel is just confusing you a little bit. It'll help you tick things off so that you can get clear about what it is that you're doing your spell work for, and to then know how to go about doing it based on how you've thought about it, if that makes sense. Link in the description field below this video. So today we're taking spell work to the point where you've gathered all of your materials, you have everything ready to go, and you're ready to cast the spell. How do you feel into the end result? Because the feeling is the energy that drives the spell. And I know that we can make it sound very complicated when we start talking about having to feel, you know, as if the result has already happened. Because for a lot of people, they say, well, what if I've never experienced it before? How can I feel into what it would feel like to have that thing or be in that situation if I've never experienced it before? And that's a very real thing. So I wanted to talk about that. When we're talking about feeling, it's not necessarily overwhelming emotional feeling. It's a sense of being in the present moment in the situation of your spell success. So for example, if you're doing a spell to bring a romantic partner into your life, the way that you could feel that would be, imagine that you are sitting with your romantic other together in front of the television or something, and you're curled up together. What does that feel like? It could be a very subtle feeling. It might be a feeling of contentment. It might be a feeling of feeling cozy or feeling loved. What is the feeling that you'd have? And if you're able to use your imagination to be able to visualize yourself in that situation, the feeling's actually going to come out of that. So that's one of the ways you can put feeling into your spell, so that when you're doing your spell, you can use your visualization, your imagination, to put yourself in the scene of the wish already being fulfilled, and allow that to take you to the feeling, because it will. If you're imagining yourself receiving a pay rise, and so you look at your bank account and there's an extra $500 there in your pay, and you can see that in your imagination, you're going to automatically feel something from that visualization. So you don't need to try and feel the excitement or feel love or feel accepted. It's going to come from the activity. That's one of the reasons why we use visualization a lot in spell casting, because the actual visualization will give you the feeling. And a long time ago, that's how magic was described. It was described to, visualize the scene that you're wanting and do that when you're doing your spell. often there was no mention of feeling in there. It was simply use your creative imagination and creative visualization to imagine yourself in that scenario that you're wanting. And that does actually bring you the feeling of it already being there. Your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if you're imagining yourself on the sofa or couch, depending on whatever country you live in, as to what you call it, with your significant other, you're going to, your subconscious mind is going to react to that emotionally as if it's real. The same with the extra money in your bank account. Your subconscious mind's going to create a feeling in your body that that is real, and that's what you're sending out to the universe. So a lot of people struggle with believing that they have to feel a lot of emotion in spell work in order for it to work. And so they spend a lot of time trying to feel into the emotion to put into the spell. But what that can do is create a lot of tension in the body and actually block the energy of the spell. So it's much better to use another means such as visualization and imagining yourself in the situation and allowing the feeling to naturally evolve out of that. Another way that you can work with bringing feeling into your spell work is the spell incantation itself. If you're using an affirmation, you can certainly use affirmation in spell work. If you're using I am statements, if the spell is for yourself, then that can help bring on the feeling of the wish fulfilled too. I have received a pay rise of $500 a fortnight. I have an extra $50,000 in my bank account. Those statements can actually help bring on that subtle feeling of it being there. So you might not feel excited, you might not feel anything big. The feeling you're looking for is the feeling of it's there. It's there. You would probably feel relieved to see it there. You might feel excited to see it there. You could feel many things to see it there. But the affirmation, or if you're doing a spell, there's a particular spell that you're using, that can bring on the feeling. So that's why spells often rhyme, because that can help bring on the feeling. Often we will repeat a spell a number of times, so maybe 3 times, 7 times, 9 times, because the more you repeat it, the more you're experiencing the feeling of the spell. Another way to get to the feeling side of magic is to ask yourself some questions. You know, if I am sitting next to my significant other, my new significant other, what does that feel like? What would I feel? And that will probably take you to a visualization of imagining yourself in that situation. If you're trying to bring more money into your bank account, you could say, well, if I opened up my bank account and I found, an extra $5,000 in there for whatever reason, what would I feel? To see that there. It doesn't matter where it came from. It's what would I feel if I saw it there? You may feel relieved. You may feel safer. You may feel more secure. Those may be the feelings that you're feeling, and that's okay. Often money is about safety and security more than anything, because money is safety and security pretty much. It is what puts a roof over our head. It is what brings food on the table. So money has a very significant, plays a very significant role in our lives. So you're going to have certain feelings around having more of it. And that is the feeling you're looking for when you're doing your spell work. And all of these things can be combined, of course. You can ask yourself questions of what would I feel if I saw that extra $5,000 in my bank account. You could then imagine that you do see an extra $5,000 in your bank account and what that feels like. And that's the visualization side of it. And use the affirmation at the same time. And so all of those things are helping you get into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You don't have to be super excited. You don't have to jump up and down. You don't have to try and find the feeling and put the feeling into the spell. just allow those techniques of asking yourself the questions, visualizing particularly, and the spell itself, the incantation or the affirmation, to take you there into the feeling automatically. And that's what you're sending out to the universe. And that feeling is what you then maintain once the spell is over. So once you've cast your spell, that feeling is the feeling that you need to maintain afterwards. And the person that you are in that visualization, so the you that's on the couch with your significant other, or the you that's looking at that extra money in your bank account, that you is the you continue being for the rest of your days, okay, until the spell works. And then it's probably still a good idea to stay being that person so that you keep the money coming in or the relationship going. It's all about changing your energy signature and being the you who is experiencing those feelings. And that's where your imagination will keep coming in over and over and over and over again until the spell is successful. Some people are very confident with the spell work and will do the spell and not necessarily have to be conscious of how they're feeling afterwards. A lot of the time, if you have a lot of negative beliefs about yourself and your ability to have what it is that you want, you may find that you do have to go into the visualization more often to counteract any negative chit-chat that might be going on in your mind, telling you you're not good enough, or you can't have it, or people like you can't have that kind of thing, or all of those many negative beliefs that can actually sabotage the magic. So that's why you need to keep using the visualization whenever you think of the spell, because you are going to think of your spell. Even if we say do the spell and forget about it, you're not. You're going to think about it. So when you do, feel into what it felt like by using your visualization again, using the affirmation or spell incantation again, and getting into the feeling that way. If you want to become a successful spellcaster, then, as I said, take a look at my free PDF, the Spellcaster Checklist. If you want to learn Wicca and Witchcraft and learn magic and spellcasting, as well as working with the Sabbats, working with the lunar energies, building your own energy, working with energy work, and connecting to your spiritual path through the path of magic and the path of the craft, take a look at the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. There is a link in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra for mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.